Should be
I'll keep
watching.
an I'll keep an eye out for him. Well, hello everybody. How are you? So it's just me today, right?
Well, I was trying to get Senge, and then she last minute she had to do something. And Dr. Meda is in Africa, so she might come.
Ooh,
She might
good
come.
for her.
Let's see if she has internet connection. She said she might come.
Okay. If not, we'll go with the
If
flow,
not,
and
if
I'll
not, yeah, exactly. We just go with the flow.
I'll introduce you. So welcome everybody. Let me just change. Let me rename myself to USA. How's
Right.
that?
That's
Because
better.
we are a global company. How exciting is this week going to be?
Very, very exciting. Super exciting.
Oh, I'm going to say hello to a few people, then I'll tell you what today is all about. Hi, John Barilla. How are you? Dr. Sunita is here from India. Hello. As you're going to see, if you're a guest today, we are a global company, over 200 countries across the globe. Yes, John. Hello. Paul Raynock. How are you doing? Roy McPhail. It never fails. Roy McPhail. I love saying that. He's saying good morning to us. Yes, we are truly blessed, and he's coming to us from Canada. Yes, keep Kentucky in our prayers. Yeah, there were some crazy storms in the United States yesterday. Actually, I live in Amherst, Massachusetts, and it is pouring rain just above freezing, and we just had thunder, and it's supposed to get up to 50 degrees, and but it's crazy weather, I think, all across. So yes, prayers for everyone. Let's see. Sarah, how are you? From Calgary, but currently from Lagos, Nigeria. Pumped up and so excited. Jeffrey Siegel is here. Jeff is in Israel. Well, hello there, Israel. Chun Chai is here and saying hello, everyone. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So welcome, everybody. Today is our public Let's Bless Our Loved Ones guest webinar. And you've been invited by someone who cares about you to tell you about a business called OnPassive. So today you're going to hear a presentation a little after the top of the hour. And afterwards, we are going to open up for our guests for a Q&A, and I'll go through those instructions. Right now, we do have the chat open. During the presentation, we'll be closing down the chat. Let's see, who else is here? Rainy but warm in New York City. Thank you, John. Yes, the warm weather, I think, is coming out towards me from New York. Hi, Ajmath from India. Stefan is saying good morning from Canada. Okay, Chun Chai is from Trinidad and Tobago. Well, welcome. There he is. Kathy Knight is here. Hello. Bruce Gearstein is here from Delray Beach, Florida. Cho or Choo, Merry Christmas. Yes, OnPassive is the gift that keeps on blessing. Well said. So welcome, everyone. Yes, today you're in for a treat. You're going to hear a presentation from Charles Osung. You know, it may be a little bit different than what you're accustomed to. I know I've been invited throughout my life to look at information or business, and you always kind of feel a little trepidation, or what are they going to rope me into this time? How am I going to say no? Well, that's not what today is about. Because the only way you can come on board to OnPassive as a founding member is through invitation from the person who invited you. And I'm telling you, you're going to want to reach out to them. We're not here collecting credit cards or anything like that. There's no upselling. It's not necessary. We don't need any more founders. By the grace of our CEO, he is allowing us to bring in more people as founding members, because you see, as a founder, you are helping to found the company. You're going to be involved in some beta testing. You are partnering with the CEO as this huge company is about to launch to the globe. How exciting is that you've been invited to do that? Let's say hi to a few more people. Hang on one second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that little delay. Yes, so today, hi Ron, how are you? Dr. Benny, hello. Yes, so like I was saying, this is a company that is getting ready to go to a global launch, and we do have just a little bit of time left that we are inviting, because it's by invitation, inviting people to become a founding member. So the way today is going to work is a little bit in about less than 10 minutes. I will be introducing our speaker, Charles Osong. He is going to tell his story about OnPassive. We will be shutting off the chat during that so that you can stay focused. We will be recording this webinar when Charles begins. So the good thing is, you can request a copy of today's webinar, and I'll show you how to get that later on in the chat. And after the webinar, we will have a few more panelists, as you can see us here, joining us. And they'll speak for a little bit, and we will open up to our guests only for a Q&A. Because you can see in the chat, we have people from all over the globe. We have people here that are guests, and we also have founding members here of OnPassive, because they're here supporting their guests and supporting today's webinar. And today is all about our guests. So let's see who else we have here. Yvonne Finn, how are you? She's coming in here from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Randall Harris is here from Branson, Missouri. Now, I've heard of Branson, Missouri in the USA. I think one of my former bosses used to live there. Hello, Dr. Benny. I said hello. Let's see what else you had to say. Welcoming everyone, all our queens and kings on this amazing webinar. Well, thank you. Joan Reyes is here from another person from Trinidad and Tobago. If you're a guest, go ahead down in the chat. Let us know where you're from. Pius Uba is here from Ireland. That's on my bucket list, to go visit Ireland. So we're going to get started soon. As you can see me on the screen. Then Charles will be on, and we'll have some panelists. We have almost 100 people here today so far. So welcome everybody. Today is our public Let's Bless Our Loved Ones guest webinar. Now, why do we call it that? Some of you may say, well, that sounds a little corny. What are you talking about? Let's bless our loved ones. Well, once you hear the presentation today, you are going to understand how OnPassive is a blessing to all of us founders who have joined. And now our CEO is allowing us to invite other loved ones to come in and also be part of OnPassive as a founding member. I don't know about you, but when was the last time you were invited to partner with a CEO to become a founder of a company that is in over 200 countries across the globe? Never happened to me. And you're going to learn more and more about this company during this webinar today. We do not try to convince you. We do not pressure you, pester you at all. That's what we're not about that at all. We're very transparent. We are here on our own time. Today is going to benefit you, the guests, far more than us. I mean, how great is that? It's about you guys today. It looks like we have Mr. DeGarmo with us today. Changing your life starts today. I love your background.
DeGarmo is here. He's gonna tell you his short story, and then I'll come and tell you my long story.
Okay, then I'll be introducing my brother from another mother.
That's right.
Marty DeGarmo. So welcome everybody. Lisa Massetti is saying, USA, New Jersey, good morning. Marie Pende, how are you? Yes, we have almost 100 people here today. We have Andy Newsom is here from Louisville, Kentucky, saying hello to everybody. Yes, Lisa, hello. Let me go back up a little bit here. Rose, it wouldn't be the same without Rose is here from South Africa, because as you can see, we have people all across the globe joining us today as guests, or they already on board as founders, because we are registered and legal in over 200 countries across the globe. How cool is that? Because you see, to become happy with a big smile, like me and Charles and Marty, is by becoming a founder. And the only way you can do that is through invitation. So you need to get back to the person who invited you to hop on board. Today is not about a typical webinar where you're feeling a little like, oh, what are they going to tell me? How am I going to say no? Today is about how you're going to say yes, because this is something that you'll never see in your lifetime. We're not trying to create a lot of hype. We're just being transparent. We are here volunteering our time on a Saturday to help explain a snippet about what this company is and how you, the guest, can become a founder of this company. Our CEO has graciously allowed a window of time, small window is remaining, for us to invite people we care about to catch the vision and jump on board as a founding member. So we're going to get started in a few minutes. I'm going to say hello to a few more people. Yes, Rose, it's so good to see you. Let's see. Joan Reyes, yep, we said hello there. Just have to scroll down. Emmanuel, how are you from Lagos, Nigeria? Let's see. We said hi to Andy. Yes, good reminder, John. We have guests and we have founders here, but today is about our guests. We have our own private webinar on Monday for founders. Rose, yes, a unicorn masterpiece. Arvinder Kaur saying hello. Chris MT from the Philippines. Well, hello. Mr. Danapati Biswas. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Linda C is here from Tennessee. I know there were some storms down there. Hello from Austria. Welcome on board. As you can see, we're in many, many countries across the globe. Geraldine Tamadong is saying hello from the Philippines. Yes, Rose says such beautiful things in there. Hello to our beautiful guests. We are glad you are here. You're going to be taken through a presentation, yes, and it's not one of those awkward presentations where you're going to feel pressured or pestered to join. If you catch a glimpse of this company, you're going to want to get back to the person who invited you. Okay, so this is how today's going to run. I'm going to close the chat, Charles. And if you want to start recording, we'll get this going.
Recording in progress.
Hey everybody, I'm Susie McCrae and welcome. Today is our Let's Bless Our Loved One guest webinar where you're going to hear about a business called On Passive. Today I'm going to introduce our first speaker and then you'll hear a presentation. And that at the end of the presentation, I will be back to open up the Q&A for our guests today. So you're in for a treat. We've got a great webinar planned today. Our first speaker is Marty DeGarmo. He comes to us from New Jersey in the United States. And Marty, for about 17 years or so, was a project manager. He worked for a big company, traveled all across the globe. Then after that, for the last 15 plus years, Marty has been involved in online businesses, online marketing. He has seen it all. He's experienced it all. And he has a lot of wisdom about his journey through online marketing. And he's going to let you know now why, when he saw On Passive, he knew that this was the right thing for him to jump with both feet in. Right, Marty? It's all yours. We're excited to hear your story.
Thank you, Susie, my sister from another mister.
There you go.
There you go. And hello, Charles, also. Yeah, a little about myself. I'm 61 years old. I'll be 62, oh my God, next month. Yeah, read that. It's December 11th. And today, within 35, 40 minutes, we're going to explain to you probably, well, without a doubt, in my opinion, the best business and the only business you'll ever need. And I think I have enough experience to know the difference. Back about 17 years ago, I came online to make money online. I wound up on disability and I said, you know, it doesn't pay that much and I want to find out. I see other people online making money. If they can do it, I figured, well, I can do it. And I got on. I can't tell you the first business I was in, but I signed up. I did what they said. They put me on, you know, whatever auto ship. So you got to pay every month. My mind was, well, I got to build this however it is, enough to at least pay my auto ship so I can break even the following month and then maybe start making money. And I found at that time, you know, that whoever the guru was, a man, a woman, doesn't matter. They give you some instructions, what you got to do, make a list, call your neighbors, you know, call your aunts and uncles and all that. You know the routine. If you've been online for 2 hours, you know that that's what happens. So I did everything I was supposed to do, you know, and it was painful because I went to friends and family that I knew and I shared the business, whatever business it was. And I thought I was pretty good at it. And a couple people get in, not enough to make any money. You know, in fact, it probably took 2 months to even 3 months to break even. And that was really pushing it. And I had full time to do it. Okay, remember, I wasn't working. And the company folded, disappeared. I'm like, well, what's this? So I'm like, well, maybe I got to find a better company. So I go to the next one and I do the same thing and working really hard, doing what they told me to do. Well, now I've gone through this list of friends and family, and some of them are not so much friends anymore, and the family's hiding. Well, this went on for like 9 or 10 years because I was too bullheaded to quit. And I realized it working for someone, you know, if I keep going, I'll find out what it is. Well, about the 8th or 9th year, I realized I know what a big part of it is. You have to learn how to drive traffic. Traffic meaning getting people to whatever it is you're selling, right? It didn't matter what it was. It didn't matter if you're selling a book, an affiliate program, a email service, a drop ship, whatever. You still got to get men and women come look at what you have. So I started buying solo ads. You know, they can be expensive and there's no guarantee. And some of the solo ads actually created where people write me and say, leave me alone. Where'd you get my name and number? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa, man. I did Safe List. I did Auto Exchange. I did everything you could imagine. Then I said, I've got to learn how to drive traffic on my own. I have to create my own list. How do you do that? Well, you have to learn how to drive traffic yourself. You can't have a company do it through a solo ad. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to learn that. So, you know, along comes Twitter, along comes Instagram, whatever. And I piddled around with that, and you're paying money to learn how to do that. So now I'm out the auto ship, whatever company I'm in. I'm out the money with trying to get ads, right? Because you got to pay whether somebody buys or not. You're paying to get the people to look at it, trying to figure out how to do it. And with Facebook, the rules are a moving target. You do one thing in Facebook, oh, you can't do that. You do another one, they say you can, but the ad's horrible. Nobody's going to click on it. So this went on for years and years and years. It was getting discouraging. So I met up with Mike Ellis and Dan Street. They're not here. We formed kind of a team. They were good at stuff I was horrible at, and I could do some stuff that they didn't learn. So everybody had a different skill. And between the three of us, we could drive traffic. So here we are, the 10th year, driving traffic and building a team. Whatever business, forget the business, and you build this team, and you're in a business, and you're geared towards that business. You've got your marketing towards that business, and poof, bango, change-o, the business is gone. And you're like, you got to be kidding me. So, okay, at least we know how to build a team. Now, the people on your team, they're discouraged, right? Because the company disappeared. So you move on to the next one. Yeah, you have a list. It's a little bigger. You move on to something new and bigger and better. The same routine happens. Well, then we realized, okay, so we bring people in. The business is stable enough. It's not going anywhere. You're making a little money, but how about the people you brought in? Well, they're not making any money. Well, have them duplicate what we did. I'm going to have them duplicate what took me 4 or 5 years to learn, and I'm going to show a person, a man or a woman, who might have 2 jobs or a job and a half or a single parent. They don't have time for that. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what's going on? The more I found out, the more I learned, the more I realized this is not easy. It's not what they said. You know, what happened to the residual income? What happened? You do it and everybody's fine. So about 2 years ago, going on 3 years, I ran into somebody that I knew, Red Redford. He'll be here in a minute. And I trusted him because I've worked with him before. And I asked him, what are you guys doing? They said, we're in a business. So I said, yeah. And I was ready to throw in the towel because I didn't like the idea, even if we could build a team, looking in somebody's eyes and saying, I'm going to help you, when it was a bold-faced lie. Okay, when gurus are telling you they're going to help you, I believe there's some that mean it or hope they mean it, but it's not true. They cannot duplicate what they're doing. If they could, it wouldn't be the same 2.5% that are successful every time you see them. Same people walking across stage. It's never you. So he told me, I'm in a business. I asked him a few questions because the bar was very low. Can anybody do it? Yes. Is there an auto ship, which kills people, right? You're paying every month and you're not making any money, so you're actually losing money. He goes, yeah, there's no auto ship. Wow, fantastic. Anybody can do it, yes. What's the limitations? There's no limitation. You can make whatever you want. It's unlimited income. Holy cow. And anyone can do it. How's that? Well, they do it for you. It's automated 100%. And I went, whoa. He told me the price and I went, I'm in. I didn't know any more than that, but that was enough. It sounded like, oh, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. Signed up. And to cut a long story short as I can, is I'm here 2.5 years later. It's bigger than I thought. It's better than I thought. And yes, everything I was told is 100% true plus some. No joke. I'll never leave. I'm not looking for anything else. I found a home. It's going to change tens of thousands, if not millions of lives. And I am not the guy to explain that to you. So let me move on to the next phase. Charles Osong here has 30 years experience in IT. I don't. He can tell this business plan from a story point of view so you understand it. I can't. So when you listen to him and he's talking to you, keep in mind the whole time you hear Mr. Osong, it's 100% automated and anyone can do it if you remember anything else. And at the end of this, if you say, man, there's something there I want, you contact us and we'll send you a recorded version of the whole thing so you can look at it at home. I want to turn this over to Mr. Charles Osong, a master at explaining this business. You're going to get it. You're going to fall in love with it if you're looking. And here's Mr. Charles Osong. Charles, it's all yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Matty, for such a brief but to the point story that you just told them. I want to thank Susie for welcoming the guest all by herself. It was the Susie show today. And of course, great leaders are here with me today. Redfern will be joining us in a few minutes. And if you're a guest, this is going to be a special day for you. December 11, 2021. Take note of this day. Why? Because someone that cares about you, that loves you, has invited you to a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity. These kind of opportunities don't come very frequently. It could be once every 100 years or so, okay? So you will not see it again. But you are at the right time, the right place. You should count yourself very blessed. Now, I will be telling you about this opportunity in the form of my story. And why is that? Mark Twain once said, as long as you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. And I don't want to do that. I just want to tell it the way it is, the way I saw it, the way I got to it, why I did it, and hopefully you can resonate with that. And like Maddie just said, I've been in the IT industry for decades, over 30 years. And I've been in the United States for like 36 years, believe it or not. And throughout that time, I've been working sometimes 2 jobs just to make ends meet. Okay, but I had job just over broke. So every time I pay bills, I get broke again, you know. I was looking for something, some way that I can help my family and friends, because I have a large family, very, very large. And I was looking for what we call passive residual income. And I was triggered to that by a guy called Warren Buffett. Most of us should know him. He's one of the wealthiest people on earth. And he said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And I thought it made a lot of sense to me. So I was looking for ways to make money in my sleep. So I decided just about 5 years ago to tender my resignation for corporate America. And a colleague of mine looked at me in the face and said to me, Charles, you must be very lucky. You must have saved up a lot of money to be retiring this early. And I said to him, on the contrary, I have been working for 30 years now, and I cannot seem to save up enough money or the kind of money that I would like. So there's got to be a better way. And I also recall reading from Robert Einstein, who said, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, and you expect different results, that's his definition of insanity. And I thought he had a good point. That's why I had to stop working. I had to look for another way to make that kind of money that I'm looking for. So once I retired, or I resigned, I got myself an office in Greenbelt, Maryland, in the United States. And just close to 3 years ago, a trusted friend of mine came into my office and said to me, Charles.
Recording stopped.
The recording stopped, and I need to put it back on.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So just over close to 3 years ago, a friend of mine came to my office and said to me, Charles, I have this opportunity that's going to blow your mind away. And just so you know, my friends, prior to retiring, I had been studying rigorously the behavioral patterns of successful people. And one of them is this: you bring them an opportunity, they will take a look at it. Yes, they will, so that they can make an informed decision. And I pretended to be like one of them that day, and I told my friend, I will take a look at it, but first, 3 things you have to tell me. I have 3 questions for you. Question number 1. This opportunity that you are bringing to me today, if I do not recruit, if I cannot sell to even one person, will I make money? And when I say money, I mean real money. The kind of money that will give me financial freedom. If you recall, I had retired. I had resigned. So I had time freedom. But I was still looking for financial freedom, because When you have those two, time and financial freedom, then you can say you have total freedom. So I asked my friend that day, if I cannot sell or recruit even one person, if I cannot recruit one person or sell to one person, am I going to be able to make that kind of money? Now, remember, I'm a human being, right? At least 97% of us do not know how to recruit. And he said to me, Charles, trust me, you're going to make enough money to leave a legacy to your children, the children's children, and beyond. That sounded like music to my ears. So I said to him, let's move on to question number 2. With this opportunity, am I going to have to pay a monthly bill? An ownership, monthly ownership. Am I going to have to do that? He said, Charles, you won't have to. When this company launches, you're going to come out of pocket once, and that's it. So in other words, the company was still in pre-launch. And I asked that question because I know when you have to pay a monthly ownership and things get tough, that is the first thing that goes out of the window. Okay? So I said, okay, you've answered 2 of my questions. Let's go to the third and final question. The last, but certainly not the least. With this opportunity, does this company have legitimate, viable products? Okay? And now when I say legitimate, I mean legal. When I say viable, something that mankind, you and I, will need every day. Think about your cell phone. You need it every day. If you don't have it, life is miserable. Think about internet access, Wi-Fi. You need it every day. That's viability, my friends. And let me just say this. If a company doesn't have viable products, that company is a time bomb. It's just a matter of time before it explodes. I know a bunch of you have done several businesses that one day you go to try to log in and they say, oh, site is not available. You know why? They did not have viable products. So when I asked my friend that day, does this company have legitimate viable products? And he said to me, Charles, you have an IT background. You should understand these products better than me. And I said, okay. I went, took a look at the products, and I came back to him. And I said to him, my friend, should this company succeed in what they're trying to do, we're going to have an internet quake. Yes, we're going to have a shake-up of the internet. And for those of you who are founders already with this company, you have started seeing, you started witnessing that shake-up. That internet shake-up has started. So if you're here and you're a guest, you are very, very blessed. You're coming just around that time. But this is almost 3 years ago. And I told my friends, if they succeed in what they're doing, we are going to have an internet quake. But I also told him, we're going to have to wait a while, maybe 5 years, maybe 6. But he didn't like that because guess what? He's a human being just like all of us. We like instant gratification. We want to make money today, right now. And so he was a bit agitated. He said to me, Charles, why would you say that? I said, simple. You told me to take a look at the products. I did. And I know what they're trying to do. They're using artificial intelligence, AI for short, in every step of the development process. AI, my friends, is a disruptive technology. What do I mean by that? One that comes every once in a while and changes the way we do things. We have no choice. Think about the internet. AI is yet the most disruptive technology mankind has ever known. But AI is very involved. It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves millions upon millions of lines of coding. And for those of you who are in software development, you agree with me that that coding, that kind of coding is time consuming. And that is why I told my friend that day we're going to have to fasten our seat belts and enjoy that roller coaster. But I also told him, I don't care how long we're going to have to wait. I need to be part of this company right now. I had something we call FOMO, fear of missing out. I had missed out on a few opportunities earlier on in my life, and I wasn't going to miss out on this one. Not for any length of time and not at any cost. So I also asked him, how much is it going to cost me if I want to be part of this company today? And I was expecting him to give me some bogus amount of money, huge, maybe $20,000, even more. And I had my credit card ready. Thankfully, in the United States, we do not need cash. All we need are some plastics. And I had a few of those. When my friend looked up at me and said, Charles, believe it or not, it's only going to cost you $97. $97. And I was, needless to say, flabbergasted. I was discombobulated. I was confused. I said, my friend, you mean you drove all the way to my office to come and mess with me, right? And he said, nope, I'm serious. I said, okay, well, here's my card. Put it on there. By the time we were done, it had cost me $102. So yes, there is a small fee that the banks will charge you when you use credit and or debit card. Big deal. I told him, consider that dinner for two. But I also told him, I do not have 5 or 6 years to be monitoring this business. So do me a favor, call me, text me, email me, do whatever it takes to get me informed when they are closer to launch so I can get more involved. And he said, sure. About 8 months later, he gave me a call. Charles, the CEO of this company wants to talk to all of us in 1 week's time. Can you make yourself available? I said, why not? 1 week later, I hopped on the call, and there was Mr. Ashmo Farah. Mr. Ashmo Farah is the CEO and founder of this company. Mr. Ashmo Farah, for those of us who have been founders for some time, we have come to know and love him dearly. Not only because he's going to help us make money, and I can assure you, he will help us make tons of it, but also, and more importantly, because of his heart for humanity. Believe me, my friends, we have many geniuses out there. We have Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. These guys are all geniuses. They've got the brains, but do they have the heart? As you come to know our CEO and founder, you'll find out that not only does he have the brains, but he also has a heart. And that is why most of us leaders, we resonate with him so well. But mind you, I was listening to Mr. Mofara that day for the very first time. Yeah, and I hop on the call, and he said, folks, we are closer to launch than ever before. Now, that statement threw me off because about 8 months earlier, I had told my friend, we will be waiting for maybe 5 years, maybe 6 years. And now all of a sudden, this dude is telling us we are closer to launch. And I'm saying to myself, whom is he kidding? I know exactly what they're doing. But what that did was it got me paying attention. And I sat up and I'm listening. And he went on and he said, we have gone to Hyderabad in India. Now, if you're looking up at the screen, you see under Madi Degamo, you see a building that says OnPassive. This building is currently in Hyderabad, in High Tech City. At the time, this building was non-existent because OnPassive leased this building December of 2020. At that time, Mr. Mofara had gone to Bangalore, okay? And he said, we have leased 2 floors in a high-rise building. And we've hired 200 engineers. And these guys are working day and night. In fact, we've hired the best of the best, and they're working day and night to make sure our dream is realized. So now in my mind, I'm thinking, most startup companies are going to have 20 to 25 engineers. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers work 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours a day. I know because I have been part of a few of those. Mr. Mo Farah goes to the source, to India. Now, when I say source, for those of you who are familiar with IT, you agree with me that Indians are the best in the game. So he goes to the source. He did not get 20 or 25 engineers. He got 200 of them. And they're not working 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day. They are working around the clock. They are taking turns in shifts to make sure this baby is born. So now in my head, with this kind of a resource, yes, you are able to cut time frames. With this kind of a resource, yes, you are able to do in 2 or 3 years what is really supposed to take 5 or 6 years. So my belief factor goes off the roof, and I'm listening keenly. And he went on and he said, some of us founders, founding members, we have been unethical. So we're going to come up with an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. And when you see that NDA, please sign them up, because it is the only way you can participate in this great company. 2 months later, he called up another meeting. Folks, NDAs are out. Go sign them up. I'm going to let Mr. Redfern talk a little bit about that later on. But when I looked at that document, long document, and I'm not an attorney, not by any stretch of the imagination, but by the time I was done reading that document, it occurred to me that this is serious business now. It occurred to me that this is that time I told my friend, call me, text me, email me, just get me informed. I look back at the time, money, energy spent from the time I joined up until then. And I said, well, I'm going to have to roll up my sleeves. We're going to have to start this revolution. I want to be part of this shake-up of the internet, okay? Part of this change in humanity that is about to happen. And I called my friends to my office. I said, my friends, we are going to have to spread the word. Something is about to happen, and we need to be part of it. And we're going to tell anybody who has ears. We're going to do our part. You have ears, you can listen. If you don't, we've done our part, okay? So my friends came to my office, and we decided, let's start off with a Zoom, right? Thanks to technology, with Zoom, all you need is a smart device. Okay, it can be a smartphone, a laptop, an iPad, doesn't matter. You need internet access, data, as some of you guys call it back in Africa, and you are on. So what is this company I'm talking to you about? Again, OnPassive. Those of you who were here earlier, you've heard it several times, right? Right there behind Maddie, OnPassive. And that name was not given by chance. This is a passive opportunity. What does that mean? That means you become a founder when the company launches. You pay one small amount of money. Red is going to talk about that. Guess what? The engineers go to work on your behalf. You sit somewhere, relax, and money in your bank account. You cannot beat that. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Mo Farah, graduated with a master's in e-commerce. He went back to Harvard. Did some more studies on online businesses. This guy has a knack for artificial intelligence, AI, that disruptive technology I talked to you guys about. This guy is a guru when it comes to traffic generation. What is traffic? Traffic is so important, we're going to spend a couple minutes to talk about it. Traffic is a single differentiator between OnPassive and any other business that you'll see out there. Traffic is the reason you and I can dream today. So what is this traffic? The most fundamental element in any business. It can be offline or online. But I do know most of us here today, we have an age. We're all digital immigrants. We're more used to offline businesses. So let's start off explaining what it is offline. So let's say you have a restaurant offline. It can be any business, okay? It can be a car dealership. It can be a barber shop. Doesn't matter. I just use restaurant because I love food. And I know at any point in time, one of us has to eat, right? All of us do eat. So say you have a restaurant and I have the same exact restaurant. Same kind of restaurant, same kind of food. As a matter of fact, same chef. The only difference, location. Your restaurant is located in a busy area, in the shopping mall. People come in and out all the time. My restaurant is hidden. It's located in the back alley. Yours is going to fare better than mine, and here's why. People are going to come to that shopping mall, minding their own business, to do their hair, their nails, buy some clothes, window shopping. Whatever it is that brings them to the shopping mall, eventually they'll get hungry. They'll look up, spot your restaurant, wander into your restaurant, and the end result of that is what? Sales. My restaurant, on the other hand, they're going to have to know it is there. They're going to have to leave their homes deliberately to go there. Because of that, it suffers. It suffers from what? Traffic. So what then is traffic? The people, the customers coming in and out of your business. That's it. What about traffic online? But before I go there, I just want to say this. In this digital day and age, if you have an offline business, any offline business, like the restaurant I just mentioned, you better get yourself an online presence. Otherwise, you will be smoked by your competition. Yes, you will be. I'll give you an example. A few months ago, my wife and I were in the middle of nowhere. We got hungry. What did we do? Just Google restaurants near us. Bunch of restaurants popped up. Picked one of them, went over there, grabbed dinner. Lots of people did the same thing. That's digitization, my friends, and that's where the world is going. Now, what is traffic online? Simple, clicks. If you have a business online, the first thing that needs to happen for you to make a sale, someone has to click on it. No clicks, no sales. The more the clicks, the more the sales. And we have companies online making billions of dollars just driving traffic to all those businesses online. Good example is Google. And then we have something called targeted traffic. Even better. What is that? So you go online, you're looking, shopping for a TV. And somebody walks behind you and whispers in your ears, go to charlesosam.com. And the moment you get there, all you see are TVs, all kinds of TVs, all colors, all shapes, all prices. Chances of you buying, very high. Well, guess what? That store just got itself a targeted traffic, meaning a customer looking for what it carries, what it's selling. That is huge. And our CEO and founder, Mr. Mo Farah, is the best in the game of driving targeted traffic. When he graduated, he got involved with a few businesses, drove traffic to them, sent customers, affiliates to them. It is true that he made some millions doing that. And these companies also made tons of money. Unfortunately, most of them went out of business. Why? Remember, I told you guys in the beginning, without viable products, any business is a time bomb. So Mr. Mofara and his family, notably his wife, they're going to sit together and say, you know what? We need to stop doing this. We need to stop sending customers, traffic to people, businesses that will eventually go out. We're going to have to start our own. We're going to have to get legitimate, viable digital services. We're going to get founding members, you and I. They're going to come in, we'll drive traffic to them. They make money, we make money. Everybody is what? Happy. Now, that's the birth of OnPassive, my friends. So just over 3 years ago, and remember, 3 years ago is significant. Why? Because there was no pandemic. There was no COVID-19. So these guys were just visionaries. Mr. Mofara and his friends are going to sit together and say, listen, we are starting our own. We're going to have those services. We do have about 8 billion people on Earth. And at any point in time, statistics show that 7 million of those 8 billion people are online. Now, 7 million back then, you can imagine what it is today with COVID. But 7 million is still a lot. What kind of services are these people looking for every minute so that we can provide them? Well, some of us online, doing online banking. I know that, I do that, sometimes twice a day, sometimes even more. And I know some of you do that as well. And when we do these things, there are businesses online, people online that monetize on our services. So these guys are going to say, you know what? With AI, well, we can do that too. Even better. Some of us online, we are on our favorite social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I love Facebook. But when we are on Facebook, what do? We send texts, photos to friends, family members, colleagues, classmates. Guess what we're doing? It's called community. So these guys are going to say, you know what? We can have our own community too. And if you come to join us, you'll find out that our community is very close to 1.1 million right now, and it's increasing, okay, by the minute. These guys are saying with AI, we'll have a better community, much bigger, okay? Now, some of us online, we're doing e-commerce, drop shipping, email marketing, bulk emailing. If you don't know, there are people online making 6- and 7-figure income just doing email marketing. I know that because I thought about it once upon a time. But these guys are going to say, you know what, with AI, we're going to do that too, even better. Autoresponders, better, AI-driven from start to finish. Well, some of us online are on what? Video conferencing, like Zoom. If you can see me, you can hear me, it means you went to Zoom, put in some ID, and there you are. Video conferencing. I can assure you, the owners, founders of Zoom are making serious money as we speak. Okay, they're monetizing on our services right now. And Zoom is not the only one. There are many of them. Skype, AnyMeeting, Google Hangouts, Cisco WebEx, Microsoft Teams, a plethora of more than 25 of them. And all of them making serious money, especially since the pandemic. But Zoom is the most popular. Why? Because it is the most user-friendly. But not for long. You wait. Those of us who have been founders who had an opportunity to get a sneak peek of OnPassive video conferencing platform, we call it OConnect. You wait until that baby comes up. It is faster, it is clearer, it is more secure, end-to-end encrypted, scalable, and above all, guess what? At a lower price point, like my friend Mike Ellis always says, it is more affordable. That's what we mean by that. But today is still Zoom's day. So let's focus on Zoom until we get out. Prior to COVID-19, Zoom was averaging about 10 million participants every day. April 2020, The same company took a statistic. That number had risen to over 300 million participants, right? November 30th, 2020, Forbes magazine came out with a report. Zoom had made more profits than ExxonMobil. That's a decades upon decades, over 50 years old American oil company. You guys know why? The world is going digital. Ever since the pandemic, every university, high school, middle school, asking students to take classes virtually. I've seen pastors, men of God, women of God, having virtual prayer services. The world is going virtual, and OnPassive is simply going to help us monetize. Talk about another virtual service, VPN, virtual private network. What is that? Just a fancy name. It's a fancy name for a tunnel. It is a tunnel that cuts across a major network, such as the internet, and provides for privacy. Employers use it so that their employees can access corporate data without fear of bad guys, without fear of hackers. Ever since the pandemic, more and more companies asking employees to work from home. Microsoft, Facebook, Google, even the federal government. And these guys at OnPassive are going to say, you know what? We have AI. We're going to have our own VPN. We call it all virtual. Super, super smart. Okay? More scalable, more secure, end-to-end encrypted. And above all, more affordable. My friends, I can tell you this. When OnPassive launches, the big players in the VPN space, such as Cisco Networks, they will know there is a new sheriff in town, believe me. Now let's talk about other services. SEO, search engine optimization. What is that? Sounds like a mouthful, right? We do know of search engines. We do know of Yahoo, Bing. Those of us Apple enthusiasts, we use Safari. We know of that. And then there's Google. Everybody should know of Google. It's like a verb these days. Google it. These are search engines, okay? You can go to Google 10 times a day, 100 times a day to search for something. It is free. We all go to Facebook many times a day. It is free. All these businesses, all these tech companies, it's free. Yet, the top 10 richest companies on earth are technology companies. So you're going to ask yourself, how do they make money? Most of us don't care. We don't know and we don't care. Why? None of our business, right? But let me tell you how Google makes money. The primary way that Google's make money is by using search engine, right? How does it work? You go to Google today to search for something. Doesn't matter what it is. But let's say this is a camera, okay? Just because I do market cameras through Google, right? Search for those camera, and guess what happens? A bunch of them pop up, right? And you click on that from my store, which is going to be one of them. You just costed me money. They call it pay-per-click. Every time you click something, somebody who owns that something is paying for it automatically. So I'm a small business guy online, very, very small, insignificant almost. But I do pay Google every month about $400. So you can imagine what the big players are paying. The United Airlines, all these big players, Walmart, okay? They're paying big money. That's how come they are multi-billion-dollar companies. DNS, domain name service, what is that? I pay GoDaddy every year for all my domain names. Every time you have a business online, you must have a domain name. So when you hear xxx.com, .net, .info, all of that, those are domain names. And there are billions of them out there. There are companies hosting those names, and these companies get paid, like GoDaddy. But guess what? OnPassive is going to give us DNS service also using artificial intelligence, AI. I am telling you, my friends, when OnPassive launches, all these companies out there, they're going to know there is a new kid on the block. You can count on that. So what am I doing? Just giving you some of those services OnPassive is putting together, right? And there are many of them. Virtual learning, a bunch of them, okay? Human resource, okay? Everything you think about, OnPassive's got it virtually. under one umbrella. In IT, we call it single sign-on. And here's a big word today, my friends. They are all integrated. It has never happened. That, just thinking about that, gets me super, super excited. OnPassive is the first company that has put all of this together, integrated. Now, I told you guys earlier, with OnPassive, you do not have to recruit or sell to any one person to make money. Very important. With OnPassive, we do not have a monthly bill. Also, very important. With OnPassive, we have the most legitimate, viable digital services in this day and age. Now, that is value. That is value. You're not going to find a company. You're going to be hard-pressed to find one company that has all three of these things. Most of them have one, maybe two, but not all three. And if you find one of those, my friends, I promise you, any one of us on this panel right now, we will be glad to be your first customer. Trust me. Now, with that kind of value, what is it going to take? What is it going to cost you at this time to become a founder of this company? Because fortunately, you can still become a founder, but for a limited time. What is it going to cost you? I'm going to let my friend and partner here, Mr. Red Redfern, is going to come up and tell you what it's going to cost you, what it's going to take to become a founder. Red has been with OnPassive almost since the inception. He understands everything about this business. Okay, we even call him Mr. Q&A, Mr. Questions and Answers. He knows everything, my friends. Red, I want you to tell them what it's going to take to become a founder today with OnPassive. Take it over, Red.
Thank you very much, Charles, and welcome to all the guests here as well. What exciting time to be a founder. Oh my goodness. Things are moving very, very fast now. And this window of opportunity, like Charles has just said, is going to be closing very, very shortly. And this is almost the last chance cafe to become a founder. So you've listened to Charles. He's given you a really, really in-depth insight to what OnPassive can offer you as a founder. So the bottom line is, what's it going to cost you? Now, with OnPassive, there is 2 out-of-pocket payments. And out-of-pocket payments means exactly that. You have to physically pay it out of your money. The first and most important one is that founder's position. What's it going to cost you to be a founder? And as Charles had told you, when he joined, it was $97 US. And today it is still $97 US. There is various means of being able to pay for your subscription. You can pay it by Visa or credit card, Visa debit card, or MasterCard as well, cryptocurrency and other methods as well, depending on your country. So how do you become a founder? Quite simply, you get back to the person who has invited you to this webinar today. You say to them, I've listened, I'm interested, what is my next step? They will then give you a registration link. You fill out your name into the registration link and a valid email. You press that send button, and then will pop up a payment gateway. You pay by whatever means you would like to pay with. If you're using the Visa MasterCard option, there is a small bank charge of between $5 and $7 US for the banks. Okay, but that is instant. That is the preferred method because it is instant. If you pay by cryptocurrency, and there is various means or other means as well, then there is a short delay on that to get verified. So once you have done that and then you log into your account, okay, you will have a pop-up. Now, Charles told you about this. A thing will pop up called an NDA. This is a non-disclosure agreement. It is in place for 2 reasons. One, to protect you, the consumer, but also to protect the company as well. It is a long document. It's about 5 pages long. You can actually print it off prior to signing it if you want to and take it to any legal representatives to have a read over it to make sure not only you are happy with it, but they're happy with it as well. I can assure you it is all legal and above board. And like I said, it's there for protection of both parties. It's your consumer rights at the end of the day. If you're happy with it, go all the way to the bottom. There's 2 boxes you have to tick to make sure we know that you have read them and accept them. And then there is a box that you can digitally sign it, or you can import a digital signature to it. Once you've pressed that, that's it. You are a founder, and you will have access to the founders only back office. And within the founders only back office, there is absolutely oodles of information for you as a founder. There is a community, like Charles said, that you can chat to like-minded founders. There is old webinars that are recorded that are founders only, that you can then go and watch. There's digital products that you can use as well in the back office. There's also links that are bespoke with your name on it that you can use to share to people at the end of the day if you want to. Remember, you don't have to, because it's 100% automated system, but why not share the good news? I have, and many other founders have as well, and lots more as well. Remember, I said there is 2 payments you have to make. The second payment you will have to make out of pocket is when we launch to the world as a customer-based business. Remember, this opportunity that Charles has explained to you today is for that founder's position. We are inviting founders to help us move on and found this business. But we are, in essence, in all intents and purposes, a customer-based business where customers come in, we in turn as founders, and the next payment you will make when we launch to activate your account is going to be in the region of $200 to $300. This will give you everything that you need to be a customer, reseller, and founder of OnPassive. They will then give you a domain name, they build you a website, they get on marketing you as a business, and you in return will get your commissions. So if you have in the back of your mind, what is the most that it's going to cost me out of pocket? The most it's going to cost you is $400, and that's you done. There's a couple of things I want to tell you before I hand it back over to Susie. Now, mentioned some of the biggest names in the online industry. As he said, the top 10 most valuable companies in the world at the moment are all tech companies. One of those is Amazon. Now, as you've seen over the last 6 months or so, these billionaires have been having their tit for tat up in space. I'm going to go there before the others. Now, Jeff Bezos, he was the last one up there, but when he landed, he got out of his spaceship and he very arrogantly said, I would like to thank my customers and my employees for giving me the money to be able to do this for this space exploration. But did you also know that there has been produced in the time of Amazon over 40,000 millionaires who are referrals of the Amazon products and services? He doesn't even want to give any of that money away, but 40,000 millionaires have come from it. We have got a CEO and founder, Ash Mufareh, who wants us to all be successful. He wants it to give back as much of that money that the company gets to us as founders. You have the opportunity to take part and be a founder and partner of OnPassive. Do not miss this opportunity for the sake of $97 US. How many times have you seen things online and you've looked back and think, if only I had? This is one of those moments. We are giving you the opportunity to be a founder in the next Apple, the next Amazon, the next YouTube, the next Facebook. All of these companies started off at the beginning, and you have the chance to start with us at the beginning of the OnPassive journey. The decision you make today, guys, is going to influence you, your family, and your friends around you in 2 years' time. So make that decision. Join us on this journey. We would love to have you on board. Back over to you, Susie.
Well, thank you, Red. We got the fellas in the house today, and what an awesome job they did. Marty, we always love hearing his story. Charles, you were on fire. I think it's because it says that behind you. You were on fire today with your presentation. You explained things so well. And Red, Thank you for following it up with all of the details. I'm going to turn the chat on now. And I also put in the chat, if you would like a copy of today's presentation, all you need to do is send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. Okay, do not put your email in the chat. It's easier if you reach out and do that. So I'm going to explain a little bit about how we're going to run the Q&A today. Today is a guest webinar, so we're inviting anyone who's a guest and not currently a founder to come on and ask questions. We're going to do it two different ways. If you're shy, you can go ahead and type your question in the chat, and we will do our best to go through and find your questions. We have a strong panel today. Nothing will stump us. If you would like to come on to the panel, all you need to do is raise your hand. There's an icon where you can raise your hand. I see 2 hands raised right now. I will bring you on as a panelist. You have to accept it. And then your screen will change and you'll be on with us, and we'll have you unmute yourself. So I think what's important that I like to tell people about OnPassive is don't overthink it. There was a lot of details today. There's a lot more for you to understand about OnPassive, and we can't fit it all in today, but that's okay. When I came on board almost 2 years ago, I saw a post in a women's entrepreneur group, and right away I'm like, are you kidding me? I got to sniff this out a little bit more. So I did that. I sniffed it out, and I jumped right on board and then continued educating myself. Now, I brought in a lot of friends and family because I see the value and the power of OnPassive. And a lot of them know nothing about online or a lot about technology. And that's the beauty of it. They jumped on board because they know, love, and trust me. And they know my excitement to have an opportunity like this will never happen in our lifetime again. Okay, we're going to go to Roger. If you could unmute yourself, you're on the panel, and then we'll get to some Q&A in the chat. Hi, Roger, if you could unmute yourself. Were you invited as a guest today, Roger?
No, Susie, I'm coming on behalf of somebody that I registered 2 weeks ago. And I have a very tricky question. I'm sorry about that. I saw all these leaders online. I said, you know what? Let me take a chance if they can.
Yeah, I apologize, Roger, but I'm going to have to put you back as an attendee. Today is for our guests only. You can reach out to a Leadership Council member or come on Monday when we have our founders only. Thank you. Okay, next we have Francis. Francis, if you could unmute yourself. If you are a guest, are you a guest that was invited today, Francis?
Okay, Miss Susie.
Yes.
Please, good evening. Please, actually, I'm new to OPassive, and perhaps for being a new person to OPassive, how do I explain OPassive to someone who did not know about it? That is what I wanted to ask.
Okay. What you can do is you can send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. It's in the chat. I'll see if Marty or someone else can make sure it's in there. And they will send you a recording of today's webinar. And that's a great way to explain it to someone. Have them share the link with them. We have these on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time and every Saturday, but we're not going to be having many of them in the future because the opportunity to become a founder, the window is closing quickly. So thank you for asking, Francis. That's the best way. How did you come on board? Think about that and get back. But it is a good question that Francis is bringing up, because some of you are here as guests and you're saying, geez, yeah, I'm going to jump on board. But how do I explain all of this? Well, that's the beauty. You don't have to. We have so many resources for you, many, many webinars with different people presenting Charles did an excellent job today. Go down into the chat. We have, you can send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. I'm going to get to we have a very big question in a long one in the chat. I'm going to read it out, and if we need to stop and go through, that's okay. And then we'll get to Onatula in a minute. Hi there. Thank you for having me. This is Francisca. I have some questions. Can I have company registered numbers, please? It can be EU, USA, Africa, Middle East, India, anywhere. It would be more than helpful. I can't seem to find any actual paper trail of company registration anywhere. Would you like to respond, Red?
Yeah, go on. I'll respond to that first one. It's a decent question, but let me ask you this. When you use any Apple products, do you ask for their registration link as well? What I can tell you, though, is that we were first registered back in November of 2018 in Orlando, Florida. That is the first place that you should be looking. You can find it and Google it, and you will find it there. We were also registered as a limited company in Hyderabad, India in January of this year as well. And subsequently, 1 month ago, 4 weeks ago, we were registered in Singapore. This is the same online registration documentation that all of the big players have. Okay, so that should be suffice for you. But one thing I will ask you is that if you are asking for this information to appease yourself, to verify us and all the rest of it, we are not here to convince anybody to join us. If people catch the vision, they hop on for $97. That is the only risk that you are taking. You're also paying by a Visa or MasterCard credit or debit card. You're backed by the Visa MasterCard guarantee. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee as well from the company. So as far as having to prove anything we are saying is correct, that is entirely up to you. But like I said before, we're not here to convince anybody about this. Next question.
Okay, yes, and then this is the same answer. Do you guys comply with the FCA-UK or SEC in the States? We have the CEO has a team of lawyers. They have done due diligence, and to make sure that, like Red said, we are above board. We are complying with every area we need to be legal. Number three.
The other thing as well, Susie, I'd just like to say as well, remember, guys, being a founder is not for everybody. Okay, we are not going out there twisting people's arms to become a founder. We want the right mindset. We want the right people on board with us. We're having to convince people to join us. We do not have to. Okay, right. If you are at the right time.
Let me say something too quick, very quick. I just it's not the first time I hear that. To tell you the truth, you guys are very nice. I just thought the person don't join. Just keep your money. Don't. Here's the deal, though. Today we have about $1.1 million. 1.1 million founders. Okay, of all walks of life. Okay, some of whom have done extensive due diligence. We have pilots, we have astronauts, we have engineers, we have doctors. Extensive due diligence. We have FBI agents and so on. So if somebody wants to see paper trail, we're not here to give them paper trail. If you can't go online and see what we have and you're satisfied with that, this ain't for you. Don't join.
Okay, thank you. What kind of products do you actually sell? You say you have products. Please list them. I have friends working as C++ developers. They can help me understand. You can go to onpassive.com and the products are there. And there's videos and there's FAQ. So go do your research there. The last question.
Also, let me add to that, Susie. You don't need a C++ developer to help you understand the products, right? These are simple products. You use Facebook, that's a product. You use WhatsApp, that's a product. You use Google, that's a product. And I explained all of that in the beginning. This person must have come late, but you don't need a C++ developer because, and the reason I'm saying that, not all the guests here have C++ developer friends to help them, right? Most don't. You don't need it. All you need is think about those products that you use every day. Okay, those are the products we have. You don't need an explanation. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Charles. The last one, after people pay monthly, what exactly is the timeline of the return? Monthly, weekly, quarterly? What exactly is the date these products are supposed to bring return? Go ahead, Red.
Okay, fair question again. As far as withdrawals is concerned, if the money is in your account, you can withdraw it every day, twice a day, 4 times a day, whenever you like. There is no qualification period, so it's not on a Monday, once a week, once a month, etc. If the money's there in your wallet, you can withdraw it directly into your bank accounts and through other means as well when you set up that wallet. As far as when you get paid on these, quite simply, you get paid when a customer buys one of the products and services that they have clicked on your site that the company have produced for you. You get a commission, that commission drops into your wallet. The company do it all for you, but there is no guarantee of how many people will sign up to use the products and services that have clicked on your link. Okay, so it's not one set amount of money, it's not one variable, it's all sorts of variables that come into it. May I suggest that you listen to this presentation again, okay, and also explore other avenues to get more information about what OnPassive is going to do and how it is going to work. Like Susie said, go to the onpassive.com website. There is lots and lots of information there. There's also the OnPassive blog site. There is also the OnPassive YouTube site, and there is absolutely loads of information that will help you make a correct and due diligence decision if this is for you or not.
Okay, thank you, fellas. Okay, we have on the panel Onatul Emmanuel, if you could unmute yourself and ask your question. Onatule Emmanuel, if you could unmute yourself and ask your question. Hello, are you in?
Can you hear me now? I have
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, hang on, we can hear you. Were you invited as a guest today?
Yes, I was invited as a guest today.
Well, welcome. Do you have a question for the panel?
Yes, I have a question for the panel. Okay, well, basically, this is like my first time, and then I'm calling from. I'm actually speaking from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so this is very new to a lot of us here in this in Africa. So I just want to know, particularly when you talk about creating a link, is it that we will begin to host different shops in the link so that people can click on and want to get whatever they want to get? I don't know how it works. I just want that clarity on that part. That's one. And then the second thing is, when we pay that payment, is it going to be a monthly payment or is just once for the duration of the link that we'll use? And then do you get to renew anything every now and then, or is just once for a lifetime? Thank you. Did you get my question?
Yes, I got the question. Okay, first of all, we said this is 100% automated, so you don't create any link. Okay, OnPassive will do that on your behalf. All right, so they're gonna create a link or website, actually, not just a link. Create a website, put all those products that you mentioned on your behalf. They're gonna drive traffic, meaning send customers to that website. And when these customers decide to join, they're gonna put them in your team and pay you commissions when these people pay every month, right? Important to note, it is a monthly subscription every month. If you heard me during the presentation, I said I pay Google every month, right? So that's a monthly subscription. When I pay that money every month, the founders of Google, however many they are monetizing on it. Every time I pay, every time Walmart pays, every time United Airlines pays, they are monetizing, right? Same thing is going to happen with us, with OnPassive. So all of us founders, we're going to be the company's first customers. First customers. That's what we mean by we're going to pay a subscription fee in the beginning, upon launch. And we're only going to pay, thanks to the commissions from AI traffic, bringing in customers, we are going to pay one time. So once out of pocket, that's it. When we launch, we pay once out of pocket. 30 days later, you're going to have to pay again. However, within that 30 days, you would have made enough profits that subscription will come out of your commission, right? Comes out of your commission automatically. You don't have to do anything about it. And then the balance you can take home. That's how it's going to work. So we're paying everything with OnPassive. Once OnPassive launches, we'll pay one time. We'll never have to pay again for the rest of our lives with OnPassive. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Get back to the person who invited you. You're making a smart move today. Next, we have, there was a question, Florentine, I believe, saying, I don't have a business. That doesn't matter. I also told you, send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com and listen again to the points because it was discussed how the business works. Okay, next on the panel, we have Kantamani. If you could unmute yourself, please. Kantamani, Turkey. Kantamani, Turkey, if you could unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Susie ma'am. Thank you so much. My voice is clear, ma'am?
Yes, were you invited as a guest today?
Thank you again so much, ma'am. I'm from India, Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, ma'am.
Okay.
I am a continued daily webinar attending, ma'am. So many, no doubt. I am also clear, ma'am. I'm excited. Your all information, ma'am, clear, no doubt, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Once again, this is for guests for the Q&A. It looks like whoa, yeah, there we go. That was a little sneak peek of our O-Founders back office. It must have logged me out. But yes, everybody, if you would like a copy of today's webinar, please send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. People are asking, when is the window of opportunity closing? We are very transparent. We don't know, but it's going to be very soon. This is going to benefit you so much if you jump on board as a founder. We are here today on our own time, volunteering our time to explain it, to get the information to you because someone really cares about you and invited you today. We are not trying to convince, pester, or pressure. We want people who just catch a whisker of what Charles was speaking about today. That's all you need to do is say, oh my goodness. If you are someone like that understands just a tidbit of what we said, then jump on board. You will have access to the back office. On Monday, we have a private founders only roundtable that you're invited to at 2 p.m. Eastern time. You can come on. You'll have access to the back office. Wait till you hear our CEO in our private webinars and listen to what he has to say. You are going to totally say, I did the right thing by becoming a founder. Like I said, it's benefiting you more than any of us here. We already have enough founders. Our CEO has been gracious enough to keep the window of opportunity open. Okay, so if we want to wrap things up, Charles, if you have any closing words, I think we're pretty much done. If anyone has a question we missed, get back to the person who invited you. We're going to wrap this up for today.
All right. Thank you so much, Susie. Thank you, Red, Maddie, everyone for being here. Thank you to those founders who came to support their guests. And like I said earlier, if you're a guest here today, you are very blessed. And like Richard Branson, one of the richest people on earth, said, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you don't understand it, say yes, and then go and learn about it. This is one of those, and it's even better than one of those. Why? Because your $97 is refundable within 30 days, okay? It couldn't get any better than that. And like Red also said, even after 30 days, you have Visa, MasterCard, they can give your money back if you don't like what you buy. So, and once you come in, you will get proprietary information that only founders will have. For example, we have a roundtable on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, founders only, okay? And lots of details are shared just for founders. And we're not gonna give anybody who is not a founder for no reason, okay? If you cannot risk that, then you don't deserve to be financially free. That's all I can tell you, okay? So guys, enjoy your great weekend. Have a great weekend. Those of you who become founders today, you can meet with us on Monday. Those of you who are already founders, see you on Monday. Have a good one.
Thank you, Charles. Goodbye, everyone.